I made $11,435 in 1 week from just 3 UGC clients. No viral videos, no cold pitching, just a few smart moves that I've learned from over a decade in the digital marketing space. And today I'm breaking down 11 lessons that helped me close those deals. So if you've been stuck sending cold emails, lowering your rates, or waiting for brands to circle back, this video is going to give you clarity, confidence, and a seriously upgraded game plan. These are the exact strategies that I use to turn quick projects into high-paying partnerships, including how I price usage, how I position my offers, how I use AI to script my videos, and the one framing trick that makes my content instantly easier for brands to reuse. If you're new here, hi guys, my name is Leslie and I help women create calm, scalable content businesses that do not rely on going viral. We build multiple income streams through UGC, digital products, and a personal brand that actually feels good to run. So if that sounds like your kind of vibe, go ahead and boop that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I drop new videos every Tuesday and live trainings every Thursday. All right, let's get into the good stuff. The first and honestly biggest shift I made that helped me close over $11,000 in 1 week was changing how I framed my offer. Most creators are selling 3 videos for $300 or $150 for a testimonial. But here's the truth, brands don't care about the content itself. They care about what that content does. So instead of positioning myself as someone who just delivers videos, I started positioning myself as someone who delivers outcomes. I'd say things like, these concepts are designed to boost click-through rates in meta ads, or something like, this testimonial flow builds trust for cold audiences scrolling through TikTok. The actual deliverable didn't change, but the perceived value skyrocketed. And that small shift from deliverables to outcomes is one of the biggest reasons I was able to close high-ticket deals without needing dozens of clients. But shifting how I talked about my offer was only the beginning. Next, I had to rethink how I packaged it, because the way you present your pricing matters just as much as the content itself. One of the easiest ways to raise your rates is by simply packaging better. I stopped offering a video and started offering solutions. Every quote I sent included not just the main deliverable, but also included things like hook variations, paid advertising usage rights, raw footage, B-roll, and sometimes even scripting. And here's the thing, I didn't bury it in the fine print. I laid it all out clearly and priced each element intentionally. Most creators are undercharging not because they're not good, but because they're only charging for what they can see, not the full value of what the brand is walking away with. When you present your offer like a package, not a piecemeal request, brands are way more likely to see you as a professional, not just a creative. And that changes everything. But packaging is only part of it. What really helped me close deals fast was what I sent before the brand even asked. So let's talk about how I use ready-to-go video concepts to position myself as the obvious choice. Because even with the best pricing, if your client has to do all the creative thinking for you, they're not going to move fast or maybe even not move with you. That's why I started sending pre-packaged video ideas right away. Not, let me know what you need or I'm happy to brainstorm. I sent 3 ready-to-shoot concepts based on their niche, their product, and their campaign goal. It instantly positions me as someone who gets it, not just a content creator, but a creative strategist. And here's the key, even if they didn't go with all 3 ideas, just seeing that initiative made it easier for them to trust me with the rest of the project. So don't wait for direction. Bring ideas to the table, and that's what's going to make you the obvious choice, even if you're more expensive. Now, speaking of strategy, the first question that I ask every client before scripting anything, it's the one that keeps most creators stuck in revision loops. Before I ever touch a script, before I ever press record, before I even finalize the concept, I ask one simple question. What is the main goal of this campaign? You'd be surprised how often this gets overlooked, even by the clients. And it's one of the main reasons UGC content flops, because brand awareness content is not the same as conversion content. Testimonials aren't structured the same as scroll-stopping meta ads, and a TikTok video that builds trust needs a totally different vibe than one that drives a quick sale. So instead of guessing what the client wants, I ask, and based on their answers, I adapt everything: the hook, the script, the structure, the CTA, even how I deliver the files. It sounds simple, but this one question makes me way more efficient and makes brands feel like I'm actually invested in their success, not just checking off a to-do list item. And when I pair that clarity with one other move, giving clients clear timelines to choose from, my closing rates go way up. Once the client is interested, the next move is keeping momentum, and urgency plays a huge role in that. But I'm not talking about fake countdown timers or pushy sales tactics. I used a real simple strategy. I gave them 2 specific shoot windows to choose from. For example, I'm filming 2 brands this Thursday, or I can squeeze squeeze this in next Tuesday, which works better for you. It created just enough urgency to move the project forward without making it feel rushed. Most brands are juggling 10 or more other things at any given time. So the clearer you are about your timeline, the easier it is for them to say yes and commit to you. And it signals that you're also in demand, that you actually have a booked schedule. And that tiny shift helped me avoid ghosting, speed up decision making, and made the whole process feel more professional for both sides. And speaking of professional, one of the most underrated things that helped me hit 11,000 in a week was systems. But before I dive into our next lesson, if you've enjoyed this video so far and you want to see more like it, do me a favor and drop UGC in the comments so I know that these deep dives are beneficial to your online journey as well. Now back to systems, but I'm not talking about fancy software or automations. I mean having repeatable templates and tools that let me move fast and show up like a pro consistently. I created a pricing framework with clear packages. I had a content menu ready to plug into any proposal, and my onboarding messages, they were pre-written, polished, and ready to tweak per brand. So when a brand reached out, I wasn't scrambling or second-guessing my packages. I could respond quickly, quote with confidence, and move into pre-production fast. That speed and clarity is what makes you stand out, especially on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, where clients are comparing you against 10 potential other creators. Having a solid system doesn't just save you time, but it helps you close faster and charge more. And once the back end is running smoothly, it's time to turn your focus to the content itself, starting with the very first moment that decides whether someone keeps watching or scrolls past. Because if your first 3 seconds of a video don't grab attention, the rest of the video doesn't matter. So one of the biggest shifts that I made in my content, especially for paid brand campaigns, was using negative or tension-based hooks. Hooks like, "This did not work the way I expected. I was ready to throw this in the trash. Here's what I wish I knew before buying this." These stop the scroll because they interrupt the viewer's assumptions. They're not just scrolling past another glowing review about a product. They're seeing something unexpected, and that curiosity is what gets them to stay. These types of hooks work especially well for cold traffic, meaning people who don't trust the brand yet and need a reason to care. So while everyone else is opening with "this product is amazing," you're leading with a moment that feels real, honest, and intriguing. But getting someone to stop scrolling is one thing. Keeping them watching is a whole other skill. One of the most effective tools I use is called pattern interrupts. Small visual or audio changes that reset the viewer's attention every few seconds. Things like quick cuts between angles, zoom ins or crop punches on your face or the product, subtle voice inflection changes, adding captions or bold text on screen, switching from talking head to B-roll or reaction clips. These shifts might seem small, but they're everything in UGC, especially in short form paid ads. The human brain loves novelty, and when a video stays static, one angle, one tone, no movement, people are checking out fast. But when you build in just a little variation every 2 to 3 seconds, you keep their brain engaged without them even realizing it. And here's the best part. Scripting and planning all of this does not take hours anymore because I use AI to generate scripts, hooks, and even filming directions in under 90 seconds. More specifically, I use my own custom-built GPT. It's called the UGC Video Builder, and it helps me generate full video scripts with hooks, CTAs, and filming directions for any product, any niche, and any content style in under a minute and a half. All I have to do is drop in a few details, like the product, the goal, and the vibe, and it gives me a plug-and-play script I can use immediately or tweak as needed by going back and forth with the AI assistant. It's like having a 24/7 creative assistant in my back pocket, and it's a big reason that I'm able to deliver consistently across multiple clients, campaigns, and platforms. If scripting is slowing you down or you're repeating the same lines over and over, this is one of the easiest ways to speed up and level up your process. But once the scripting is done, the next question is, how do I make sure every video I deliver actually works for multiple platforms? That's where this next little framing trick makes a huge difference. One of the main reasons brands love working with me and rebook me constantly, I have a 78% return client ratio, is because I make it easy for them to reuse my content everywhere. I don't just deliver a TikTok video and call it a day. I design every clip to be multi-purpose for Instagram, meta ads, email embeds, even product pages. And one of the biggest things I do to ensure this is I use what I call the perfect square method. That means I frame every shot so that the product or my face stays centered on the screen no matter what. So even if the brand crops the video into a square for one-by-one ads, the main message and visual focus never gets cut off. off. It sounds small, but this kind of detail makes your content way easier to repurpose, which makes it way easier for you to charge more. And when you consistently deliver videos that are flexible, clean, and ready for any platform, brands are going to notice and they're going to come back. And the last piece of the puzzle, the one that really helped me increase my deal size and stand out from all the other UGC creators, was what I offered beyond traditional UGC. I stopped limiting myself to just testimonials or day in the life content. Instead, I built a creative offer suite, a range of content styles that not only kept things fun for me, but also helped brands stand out in saturated markets. I offer things like podcast style simulations with multiple actors, street interview style videos with real conversations and more than 2 people, and humorous skits. Sometimes I play 2 characters myself, sometimes I bring in my husband or my friends. These formats are entertaining, high converting, they feel organic, and they show brands that I can do more than just hold the product and smile. When you expand your creative range and pitch outside of the box concepts, you instantly become more valuable and more memorable. That's how I've been able to increase my rates, work with better clients, and stay excited about the content I'm making every single day. These 11 lessons helped me close $11,000 in UGC deals in just 1 week. No viral content, no cold pitching, just premium positioning, clear systems, and a little creativity. If you want help applying any of these lessons in your own business, I've got a few powerful resources for you. Inside the Paid Content Creators Academy, my signature offer, I teach you how to build a sustainable UGC business with premium offers, better clients, and actual strategy behind every piece of content you make. It's the roadmap that I wish I had when I was stuck undercharging 2 years ago, and it's helped hundreds of creators start closing $2,000, $6,000, even $10,000 months with UGC consistently. And if you're still figuring out what to say in your videos, you can grab that free UGC Video Builder GPT we talked about. It's going to script your content in under 90 seconds using the exact framework I use with my clients. It's linked below, it's totally free to use, and it's a game changer if scripting has been slowing you down. And if you guys want a step-by-step training to actually start making money with UGC within the next month, go check out my next video, 4 weeks to 4 figures with UGC. I'll link it right here above my head, and I'll see you guys over there next.